When I'm making music, I don't go in with an idea of a track. I go with an idea of a feeling that I want to get this feeling that I had last night. I want to capture that in a track. Everything from people enjoying it to, you know, talking to you guys, to this whole experience, to, you know, looking at the Himalayas or whatever. It all comes together, and that for me is channelized in my music. I do get a lot of people coming up and, you know, showing me their phones with my tracks on it, and it brings a smile to my face, because 8 years ago, 10 years ago, they used to come with commercial requests on their phone, and today they're coming with my tracks, and I'm like, you know what, that's amazing. I mean, to have reached that far, I think is a huge thing. There are a couple of big guys like Dubfire and Richie Horton, Carl Cox, you know, these guys, they've been in the game for so many years and they've done it all, but it's so interesting for me to see when they play now. They're constantly learning and evolving their art to stay ahead of the game, which I think is a huge inspiration and should be to everybody, because they're like 45-50 years old and they're still at it. They're still doing 150 gigs a year, you know, traveling every second day, playing all over the world. It takes a lot of effort to do this, you know, on a weekly basis. And I mean, if I do 3 gigs in a week, I am like exhausted. Kathmandu seems to be like music lovers here. That's the vibe I keep getting from this city, is that, you know, there's something interesting happening. The underground techno or house or whatever, that might be young, but, you know, it'll change. Like, the more people dig, the more people find, the more people that, you know, you get across to come and play that kind of music. We all get inspired by different things in life, you know. I get inspired to make music by having a really, really good gig. The more people that want to play the music, eventually they will start making it, because even for growth, I would say that it's essential today for a DJ to be a producer. To differentiate, you have to take the game up. You've got to do something interesting. I mean, there are people who have visuals with their DJ sets. There are people who add percussions. There are DJs who are adding synthesizers and drum machines and stuff. We had a live band called Jalebi Cartel, where we had a live band playing electronic music. So one's always trying to find some interesting way of presenting yourself to be unique, and so that the audiences also see that you're unique. And if you do that for long enough, people will know that, okay, this guy's quality. If you have really good productions, you will most definitely stand out, because if people are listening to your tracks at home, they'll come to the club wanting to hear that and wanting to hear that vibe. Good is not acceptable. You have to be excellent at what you're doing and really put in everything. And you might have one hit or a little bit of success, but if you don't back it up and if you don't follow it up, there are 20 kids in line. The minute you step out of line, they'll eat you up in like a second. So you've got to be at it. I look at the younger people for inspiration, because they're the ones who are doing cutting edge stuff. They're the ones who are messing around and trying new things. Experimentation is the biggest weapon that you can have. Being alone in a scenario where you have nobody to talk to is depressing, and it's really tough, and you need to have an outlet of where you can talk to people and, you know, get inspiration, get ideas. It just takes talking to one guy for a little push to be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to try that little harder. And when you try that little harder, something amazing happens. It's in the right space now, and I think now is the time to do something interesting. And, you know, it's good you've got Tech Kranti here, who's got that energy and motivation to push it forward. You always need somebody. The spark creates the fire, so I hope he's the spark for it.